Here's the thing. It's human nature when we are in resistance to something to seek out people who agree with our resistance, essentially. So there's a big problem with this. So you get to understand what each marketing tool that you're putting out in the world is for. Hi there, Jodie Bentley here, actor, producer, and career coach. And today, I want to talk about 3 actor marketing tools that are up for debate. Now, I pay attention. I read a lot. I see things on social media. I see what a lot of people are posting in our industry. And these 3 tools, people have strong opinions about them. And here's the thing. It's human nature when we are in resistance to something to seek out people who agree with our resistance, essentially. I will stop being vague. For example, if you are sitting down to do a website and you don't want to do it, you're feeling resistance to doing this website, and then you go to some casting director's Instagram profile who you follow and you respect, and you see that they say, actors do not need websites. I don't use a website. I'll never look at your website. And you go, see, I knew it. I don't need a website, so I don't have to do this project anymore. So there's a big problem with this. So you get to understand what each marketing tool that you're putting out in the world is for. Because not every marketing tool is for casting directors. So in this video, I want to talk about knowing your audience, knowing what each tool is for, so that way you can make an informed decision on what you actually need in your career and just stop listening to the opinions of other people and taking it as gold. Even don't take my video here as gold. I'm just giving you some frameworks to think about and some ideas to think about in terms of these marketing tools. So let's get on into it. Let's talk about a website. So I've been reading a lot that people are saying actors don't need websites. Why do you need a website? Casting's not looking at the website. And you know what? That is absolutely correct. A casting director is most likely not going to your website. They don't have time for that. They're combing through 1,500 submissions on Actors Access or LA Casting or New York Casting or wherever the heck they are. They're busy. They're not going to go, oh, let me check out Jodie Bentley and see what her website looks like. They're not going to do that. They have their systems and structures. So when a casting director is saying, you don't need an actor website because I'm not looking at it, they are 100% correct that they are not looking at it, and that is not the marketing tool they need. But what is the marketing tool you need? If you are focused on film, theater, musical theater, a website, I believe, is a must. I've had producers and directors go to my website. I booked jobs directly from people in the industry going to my website, not casting, but writers, directors, producers, because they want to, if you're going to work on a film with someone for a month, 2 months, if you're going to, even if you're down to chemistry reads for a TV series, that writer's probably going to research you to see if they want to work with you on set for a year, 2 years, 3 seasons, 4 seasons, 5 seasons if this thing takes off. So your website is not for a casting director. But you got to understand there are more people in the industry for you to connect with and build relationships with than casting. That's one faction of what you need to do. So for me, a website is the only place that we all have complete control over. My website is the only place I have complete control over to say what I want to say, to put out my point of view, to showcase my brand, my talent, who I am as a human being in this world, and the legacy that I want to live. The website is the only place that I can really do that I'm in control of. Facebook could be shut down tomorrow. Right? So your website is the only place where you have control over, and people will research you. They will Google you, and your website is one of the first things that will come up. So you gotta know your audience. If your goal is strictly television, and this year you're like, I want to book 3 co-star roles, and that is your thing, that is your goal, that is your game, then guess what? You might not need a website then. Because you're not looking to build those relationships with filmmakers, directors, producers. You're just looking at co-stars. No director of a TV show is going to come and look at your website if you're auditioning for a co-star. Series reg, but not co-star. So you got to understand your goals and your audience of who you're targeting. So then you can make an informed decision about what is right for your career, not just blanket statements that people tend to put out there in the industry. Another blanket statement is about an actor newsletter. So maybe you've been sitting down or hearing about actor newsletter and you're feeling resistance to it. And again, someone writes on social, you don't need actor newsletters. No one's reading those. And you go, see, I knew it. And then you don't do it, right? But again, what are your goals? What do you want in your career? Again, a casting director who gets hundreds of emails a day, if not thousands of emails a day, they are not going to read your actor newsletter when it comes in. Let's just be real, okay? However, when you work on a project and you get the call sheet or the cast list or whatever that you're getting, and you're connecting with these people on set, you get to stay in touch with those people. Those are your fans, directors that you've worked with, writers you've worked with, actors you've worked with, producers you've worked with. Though you now have a fan base. And an actor newsletter is one way to stay in touch with that fan base. So for me, I was doing newsletters very consistently before the pandemic. I'm just starting to do it again now. I kind of stopped for a little bit of time. When I was doing my newsletters consistently, and by consistently for me, I mean once a quarter. I know people who send it out twice a year. I know people who send it out once a year, and I know people who send it out once a month. There's no rules. You get to figure out how you want to put it in your life, and if you want to put it in your life in the first place. But whenever I would send out a newsletter, I can't tell you the amount of responses I got back from people. Oh my God, so good to hear from you. So glad you're doing this. I've always been a big fan. Can't wait to see what you do next. Or a writer saying, oh gosh, I just have a new project. I'm doing a table read. Would you come and read for that? Or, a director I worked with on a short film is now casting a feature film or is now directing a feature film and saying, gosh, I'm going to get you in to audition for this, right? I can't tell you the amount of opportunities that have come from sending a simple actor newsletter. Now, did casting directors read it and call me in? No, because it's not for them. It's for other people in the industry. So you gotta, again, ask yourself, what are my goals? What would the purpose of this be? And what would, my expectations be? Well, I'd love to stay connected to people. I'd love people to know what I'm doing. I'd love to get referrals for projects. In order for that to happen, you get to stay top of mind. And an actor newsletter is a way to make that happen. So again, what are your goals and does that make sense for you? You gotta know your audience of who you are targeting. And the last tool that I want to talk about that we hear a lot of debate over are Slate Shots. Now, Slate Shots, if you don't know, they're on Actors Access. They're connected to Actors Access, where you can sort of make your headshot come alive, right? So if I had my powerful, CEO headshot, I might go, hello, I'm Jodie Bentley. But if I have my caring mom headshot, I might go, hi, I'm Jodie Bentley, right? So you get to bring your headshot to life by having like a 7-second little clip of you saying your name or a phrase or whatever it is you want to say. So look, I don't use them. I don't like them. I don't use them. I think they're a waste of money. My manager is in agreement. I have other clients whose managers say, no, you got to have Slate Shots. They're super important. Do them. So they do them. I have clients who don't use it. I have a client who wasn't using it, wasn't getting any bites on Actors Access. She started using it to test it out, and now her auditions have increased by 50%. So they're based on an algorithm. If you pay for Slate Shots, you are supposedly going up higher in the algorithm, right? So people will see your profile before people who don't. Now, what we hear sometimes from casting is don't bother with Slate Shots. I look through all 1,500 submissions. Well, that might be true for one office. It might not be true for another. Right? But maybe TV isn't your goal and you don't have to be at the top of the pile like that to get seen for that co-star thing. Maybe you're doing more film, which is a longer casting process, or a theater. So you gotta understand your audience. You gotta understand how that marketing tool works. So the Slate Shot is a marketing tool, and you get to make a decision of, does that make sense for you? And it might be doing a Slate Shot on one shot that you tend to use a lot and test the waters, test it out. That's the thing. Any marketing tool that you put out in the world, headshots, a Slate Shot, a newsletter, right? You're testing it out. It's not like we're putting headshots out. We're like, that's it. These are my headshots for 2 years. No, you got to pay attention and look and say, okay, I've been doing this for 3 months. What's my return on investment of this picture? Am I getting auditions for this? Am I getting callbacks from this? Am I booking from this photo? We get to examine that. So that's really what I want to impart to you today. Is there are no hard and fast rules, right? There's a zillion of marketing tools you can use. Yes, you get to decide what is right for you, but I invite you to not just look at it black and white, not just take everything that anybody says as like, well, that means websites are bad. No, people do use them. Producers, writers, directors, they're using them, right? So you got to sit down and go, okay, these are the tools. This is what they're for. I know these people are probably using it. These people aren't. Does that make sense for me? Because guess what? It's your career. It ain't mine. It's not the casting directors. It's not directors. It's not writers. It's not producers. It's yours. You get to decide what tools you want to use to put yourself out in the world. And if you don't know, test it. Test it. That's the only way to know, right? Maybe do a one-page website that a friend helps you with. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars on it by any means. Test it. Send out an actor newsletter for 3 months. Test it. Do one Slate Shot. Test it. Decide what is right for you in your career. And in order to do that, you gotta know your goals and know your audience to make informed decisions. So pinky swear with me that you will figure out what you need for your career and just stop listening to everyone as having the answer, because you also know the answer. All right. That's all I wanted to say today. I trust this helps. Let me know what you think in the comments below. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.